Aiden is currently fourth in the championship. I was literally just talking about that a couple of seconds ago. He's right behind Ash, although he is technically tied with him. I think he literally just lost the position with the results of the last race, because in the last race, Ash finished second and Aiden finished third. As there's another yellow flag. I think the Haas went around or something, but I think is he I don't know. He's not starting the lap. I think Swankier's teammate is it's Chris. Is behind Aiden, so Aiden's going to try to stay the lap. We're just going to stick with him as he goes through to finish it. But he's doing a very nice job staying within the track limits. He's not pushing them too far. I know it is strict corner cutting regardless, but I just like to see good driving, good pace, and I just like the way he's taking these corners.
It looks clean so far. No ball taps.
Something else I'd like to mention also is Aiden started 12th in last week's race, and obviously it didn't really have a huge effect on him because he still finished third in the end. But Ashley is, again, just wanted to mention this one more time. Ashley is going to be starting dead last, like you said earlier, and he finished pole last race. And the last race was also a mystery race, so they didn't have a whole lot of time to practice. So to finish on pole in a mystery race is a pretty big deal. Do you know who the car is that's going to be setting a lap right behind Aiden's? I think it's a Mercedes, right? Isn't it Dr. Bod?
Oh, and there's a McLaren in the wall.
McLaren in the wall. Silver is Dr. Bod is going to set a 128. Who's behind him? I think it's going to be Tearful. Tearful's going to be right after them.
A Red Bull goes straight into him.
What is happening? Oh my goodness!
A Sauber goes into him.
There is a huge wreck.
Do people not understand what yellow flags mean?
Oh my goodness.
Yellow flags mean slow down.
That just completely threw me off everything that was happening. That was wild, dude.
I'm just going to say, the grid penalty with Nathan, it's not going to matter anyway.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't going to set a lap time, so...
Ooh, Aiden's...
I'm just going to leave it.
Aiden with a 128.6, beating out Dr. by a few tenths. And once again, the top five... Oh, Bryan with a 128.6. Oh my goodness, look at what he has him beat by. Also, DuPont is going to be setting a similar lap time. Is DuPont going to take first place? He's not, but he's going to be right behind him. That was a great lap from DuPont to put himself in P4. And once again, the top five are all right behind each other.
This is not good looking good for Williams, who are in the lead in the constructors. And with Bryan right at the top, who's Aston Martin is just 4 points behind in the constructors.
Okay, now he's going way slower.
Yeah.
I think Brodo is setting a lap right now. Yeah, he is. Oh, Brodo's going to bin it. Oh, my goodness. That just came out of absolutely nowhere. How did he not retire from that? He has a bit of wing damage, but considering the collision, if this game was more realistic, that his race would have been over. Like, imagine Beam and G-Drive type soft body physics in this game. His race would have been long over. On 3-lap old tires, too, though. I don't know if this is going to play out for him the way he wants it to. I respect going out on tires this old, because I would have gone to the pits by now, personally. But if he could stick it out and get something good with it, that'd be great. As Bryan is also going to head back out onto the track. He's been sitting in the pits for quite a while. I don't know what he's been. I think he's just been cooking, hatching a plan of some kind. Aiden is not up on his time. He's actually down by a couple of milliseconds. So I think this lap might be in the bag. Dr. Bod also want to outlap now.
Swanker's on the lap? No, he's not.
Yeah, he might be invalidated again.
Barely any battery.
He was behind Chris, but... What? How did Aiden beat that time? Aiden with a 1:2.85 to put himself in front of
He
Bryan.
must have gained a bunch of time in the last sector then.
He had to have. He was down on his time for a very long while. It's interesting. Yeah, but that doesn't really change anything for him, unfortunately.
Swanker's doing donuts.
Brodo has just started his lap. DuPont is up by 2/10 on his lap. And he's going to take pole. DuPont's going to be on pole position, but there's a Sauber behind him. Well, this is maybe a good sign for DuPont, because DuPont started in 5th last race and ended up DNFing.
By the way, I've just in Belgium, 5th in Monaco, so it's great. It's his best result yet in qualifying for Aiden.
Let's get a good race, guys. 5 red lights. And away we go. DuPont's going to lead us off the grid. I'm going to head down and watch. Whoa, there's some stuff happening in the back. Not sure what's going on. There was a little bit of rough and tumble bumping in the back. And I'm seeing, Bryan just went around, or Joe Clark just went around having some issues in the back. A few drivers have spun, but, there's a huge spin in the back. I think that was Ash. I think it was Ash, but Ash has already bumped himself up into P8. The Mercedes is going to get bumped off the track, and Ash is going to be falling close behind him. I'm seeing a few drivers have spun. There's a bit more collision action happening. Swankier is all the way in the back of the grid again, starting another race, getting involved in the collision. I'm seeing an RB driver trying to get around the outside of Ash. I think I'm seeing a bit of glitching because of the lag or something, whatever it is. But there is a lot of action happening in the back of this pack. I'm just going to move forward to the front now. I think Bryan's going to be battling Chris, who this is another long time battle that's been happening in this league for many seasons, but Chris has already brought himself up into 3rd place. Is Bryan going to take him cleanly on the inside? I think he is. Yeah, Chris is just going to let him through. There's no point in doing anything dangerous on this opening lap, which is something some drivers really struggle to understand. But you're doing a good job keeping it clean for the after the chaos that took place in the beginning of the race. I'm going to go ahead and get the telemetry and stuff up. I wish it wouldn't just get rid of it automatically, but Aiden already promoting himself into 1st place. Oh, goodness.
You see DuPont, he had the worst start I've ever seen. He didn't even get off the grid. He went from, oh my god, there's a crash in the back.
Trying to get to, oh my goodness. So many people are out. Someone just got a 10-second penalty, Ash did, for hitting his own teammate. A 10-second time penalty for hitting his teammate.
Oh no, both of them are in back now. This is not good for their constructors.
Oh, Williams.
It's crazy from DuPont. DuPont had the worst start ever. He got to around 12th place and now he's back in 6th. In just 1 and a bit laps.
Dude, that...
Crazy.
Dude, the 2 teams that need the most help right now are in the back of the grid. The Mercedes and the Williams, man. Oh my goodness. Dr. Bott is just going to swing it on the inside of Swankier. Swankier's just going to let him through. Let's go ahead and get back to the front. DuPont is right behind Brad and Chris. Ooh, look at Brad. Brad's going to throw it up the inside. Oh, and DuPont's going to do it as well. They're going to touch a little bit. I think he made a little bit of contact with the wall as well. And they're just going to drag race to the front. I think DuPont is more than likely going to be able to make an overtake on Brad and get the position. He's going to try to. He's going to throw it up the outside. Chris is going to go for a crazy dive and take DuPont out. He's going to knock DuPont all the way off the track. And he's going to get his... He's going to put himself up into 4th place.
Looks like DuPont's giving position back to the Haas.
Which is strange because, if anything, Chris should give those positions back. DuPont didn't do anything wrong. Maybe I missed something that happened, but on my end, it didn't look like DuPont did anything, truth be told. Oh, and Nathan's going to get a...
is the first one with track limits.
Oh, wait, what is going on? Ash has gotten a 3-second penalty. There are a lot of cars in this pack. I'm seeing Chris, Bryan just make an overtake on Silver. Yeah, I'm seeing that too. Aiden's Bryan and Silver. Bryan's going to go for a double overtake. He's going to go right up the inside. He's going to get it through. Oh, look at Aiden. Aiden and Tearful going at it. Is Aiden going to be able to block him off? I think he is. He's going to get the advantage heading into this next corner, and Tearful's going to wisely just back off. And Alpha's going to get a 3-second time penalty. So this might be a Monaco Part 2, which is interesting because this track basically is just another Monaco because it's a similar kind of street circuit. But Man, oh
This one's a
man.
bit less bumpy.
Bit less bumpy for sure, and there's also just actually space to race.
Wider. It's wider than Monaco. So. This one,
DuPont.
yeah, it's got the characteristics of walls right on the limit.
And DuPont is pushing it close. I don't know if you almost saw him bump into Brad, but oh, and now he did bump into Brad. And he's going to almost push him off a little bit. I don't think that was intentional though. There's a Ferrari that's gone around. Is it Swankier again? Oh yeah, these cars are like right behind each other. It's 8th through 5th, and 8th through 4th, and they're all pretty darn close to each other. There's definitely a bit of teleporting from DuPont. I think that might just be a little bit of an issue on my end.
Last race as well.
Interesting. Well, Chris is just going to go ahead and let Nathan through.
Warming up his tyres or whatever during qualifying, he was just teleporting.
Yeah, that might just be DuPont's Wi-Fi then, to be honest. But Bryan is going to go ahead and take the fastest lap. I almost said pole position. He's going to go ahead and take the fastest lap with a 1:31.3.
Trying to make a move on him.
I didn't even see all that was happening. I was so busy caught up in the back of the pack. I need to keep an eye on the leaders. It's a lovely battle we're seeing between these two. There's just between first and like 8th, there is just so much happening. This is a good race in my opinion so far, and we're only 5 laps in. Whoa, where's Tearful going? Tearful just went all the way off the track. That was a bit odd. I think they're going to back off for a little while now. I'm going to go ahead and head to the middle of the pack as Joe Clark just overtook Chris. I think Chris is just letting people through. I'm not sure what that's about, but Brodo's going to get himself, I think that's another penalty maybe. Is that the second one? I'm pretty sure it is. Aiden's going to cut the track, and that should be a penalty. I don't think it is. He's going to back off and let Tearful steal through. And Tearful's going to have an opportunity to overtake Bryan shortly. They just deserve better. Aiden's
between Alpha and Dragon a second ago, but Alpha's had a few tank slappers. And now Dragon's pulled second. Back at the front, they're still fighting.
Yeah, I just saw Aiden overtake Tearful, and Joe Clark's going to overtake Nathan in the background. I think Tearful's going to go for an overtake in the pit lane. I'm just kidding. No, but
he's got to stick to the speed limit.
Ooh. I thought Aiden was getting ready to make an overtake on Bryan. So we're seeing people go ahead and head to the pits now. I think it's going to be a lot of the soft runners. Chris is going to go ahead and stay out. Dragon obviously going to stay out on the hards. Dragon is known in this league for starting races out on the hard tire. I don't know why he does that. I think those are the tires he's just most comfortable on, because I'm pretty sure every race he starts on the softs. I can't even think of one race where he starts on anything other than that.
I think it's because he wants to avoid the battles. I think he'd rather be slow at the start and then a lot faster at the end. I'm guessing.
I mean, I'm not mad at that strategy either.
If he gets a good run through these corners, he might have a run into the last corner.
Yeah, I don't know if is he gonna actually go for it, or is he just gonna hold off? Because they're on the same kind of tires.
He's probably gonna do it into turn 1.
More than likely, yeah. But is Bryan just going to let him through, and they're just going to keep slingshotting each other? Because eventually they're going to have to pit, and it looks like Bryan isn't. No, I don't think he's going to do it now. I was about to say, it took me a second. Yeah, Bryan's just going to go ahead and let him through, and they're going to leech off of each other and get themselves into a further position away from DuPont, who's starting to catch up. And DuPont, with that 3-second penalty, is actually going to go ahead and head to the pits.
I think all the soft runners are pitting. Yep, Chris is pitting as well. So all the soft runners are pitting now.
Okay.
Last lap in this lap. The mediums will go for probably another lap or two. She's staying out.
Oh, Dr. Bod getting ready to overtake Alpha. Oh, look at this battle between Dr. Bod, Alpha, and Dragon. Holy smokes. Alpha making a bit of a mistake. Are they going to the pits, or are they staying out?
Dragon,
dude, look at this.
Is it going to be 3 wide?
No, Dr. Bod's going to fly through. Dragon's going to make the overtake, and no one's going to go for any crazy dives. That was a beautiful 3-way battle on the straightaway. Dragon's slowing down quite a bit in the corners and maybe holding Alpha up a little bit.
Perhaps.
The Red Bull.
Still got to pit.
Oh yeah, and the Red Bull are another team that needs a pretty good finish here because they haven't had an amazing season either. I don't think they're super far behind in the standings. Or actually, they are super far behind in the standings. Now that I think about it, Brodo now looking at I think 6 seconds worth of penalties. I really do think the move
Bod
to
has made a good comeback.
oh yeah, absolutely. Ooh, but look at DuPont and Tearful going at it. Does Dr. Bryan have an opportunity to catch up to them, do you think? I think he might. Despite being on those older tires.
Staying out for a while just because of safety car reasons, because he's going for another lap it seems. When is he hitting? He's going to have barely enough time to get in front of Tearful and DuPont after the pits.
Tearful and DuPont are... Ooh! Tearful just went around the inside of DuPont. DuPont tapped the wall, and that let Dr. Bod on older tires get through. So, honestly, if they keep fighting the way that they are, Bryan may not have a problem after all. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of a touch from Tearful. DuPont having a front row seat to this nice battle up ahead of them. They're not going to make any stupid dives into this corner, thankfully. DuPont's going to touch the wall again, and the way they're fighting, they're just going to keep increasing the gap to Bryan. And honestly, maybe that's what he's trying to bank off of, you know? Maybe he's trying to hope that they'll fight and draw out a safety car or something, or just, in general, continue to fight and slow each other down while he pulls away.
Personally, I would have pitted last lap.
Oh yeah, without a question, this Dragon's going to go ahead and pick up his first penalty.
Because it looks like Bryan's struggling now. He's just locked up into that corner.
Oh, Tearful just went around. Tearful got bumped around and pushed, and there was also wing damage early on too. I don't know whose it was. I don't know if it was Tearful or if it was DuPont. I think it was Tearful, because Tearful is now struggling to get himself together. It was Tearful. Tearful lost a bit of front wing, and no safety car, virtual safety car, anything like that. If DuPont's going to try to make a move around the outside of Dr. Bod, I think he is going to get it done successfully. He is. Dr. Bod's going to let him through, and Bryan is finally heading into the pits.
Softs, I imagine? Yeah.
There's another safety car. Or not safety car, there's another yellow. I think it was Swankier, right? No.
I think DuPont will have the lead, or Dr. Bod as he comes through with the DRS.
Does Bryan... I don't think Bryan even gets out of the pits before Tearful gets there, right?
Aiden has made so much time.
Oh my goodness. Tearful,
He was 8 seconds behind Bryan, and now he's in front.
And Tearful
Bryan should have pitted that lap before, because Aiden's just caught 8 seconds on one lap alone. That's how bad those medium tyres were.
Tearful should have overtaken Bryan coming out of the pits, but he completely dove on around the first corner and ended up getting himself a penalty instead. Good on him, putting in some good work. We're looking at Alpha. He's getting ready to overtake. I don't think he's getting ready to overtake Nathan. I thought he was, but Nathan having a decent amount of ERS left in comparison to Alpha, who's really trying to use it to get by. But doesn't Alpha have like 12 seconds worth of penalties? Sorry, 9 seconds worth of penalties, which is also not good. But there's only a few people. Ooh, Alpha almost took out Nathan.
Right,
that was
the back of him.
that was very, very close. Coming up on 3 laps left in this race. Who do you think is going to win?
Well, obviously, I think it's going to be Bryan with another win. Because he's on those soft tyres and catching the two in front. If they didn't have penalties, maybe they could fight it out. But because of those penalties, I don't think it's going to go well. Alpha and Nathan are really going for it.
Yeah.
Alpha's great overtake. Yeah.
I was watching that too. Bryan has 2 wins on the season, by the way. He's done 4 races, but he's got 2 wins and no DNFs. And I don't think he's
leader as well.
Yeah, I don't think he's missed any races this entire season.
He's looking at getting his 3rd championship in this league.
Which would be crazy, by the way.
Yeah.
3-time world champion. Well, you're a 2-time, right?
Mhm. He's also a 2-time.
So we got 2 2-times and then a 1-time. Oh,
you've got another 2-time if you count Magster.
That's true. Yeah. So
Look at
Chris has got a
this.
free position on tier 4 right now.
Is he going to go for it into turn 1? No.
He doesn't need to. Truth be told. Oh, a little bit of a touch there. Can you believe we only had one safety car this race? I mean, the entire
It
race.
wasn't even a safety car, it was virtual.
Yeah.
The last lap of the race, and I think Bryan's got it in the bag, unless he makes major mistakes and loses a second to Dr. Bod, but Dr. Bod's on really old tyres.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. There aren't that many corners left, and I'm trying to keep an eye on Chris and tier 4 in case something happens between them, but I don't think it will.
Dr. Bod needs to stay within 3 seconds of the pond to be in front of him. And it looks at the moment quite good. Yeah, it looks like Chris is just chilling behind Vehicle. Might make a move into this last corner.
Alright, so Bryan is going to win the race. And coming back down into Aiden. Where is Aiden? Is Aiden going to beat out tier 4? Actually, even if he does... Oh! Chris is going to go ahead and get around him. He really doesn't have to. In a drag race to the finish, Chris is going to overtake him. I think he would have won if it wasn't a drag race to the finish.
He finished behind.
No, I meant Alpha. Or not Alpha, tier 4.
Yeah. If Biffle didn't have the penalty, Biffle would be fine. Because
Nathan is going to get this position from Alpha after all of that, dude. Wow.
Yeah.
And Clark's going to get a position off Nathan, too. Oh, Dragon with a disappointing 11th place finish. That really stinks for him. I thought he did better than that.
Yeah, so it's starting on those hards. He didn't really have pace. It's first time back in a while though, so.
Yeah, and he showed glimmers. He showed glimmers of a good driver.
Yeah, some nice battling with Alpha.
This was a rough race for Ash. Ash has been going through it. He's got a puncture.
That's not good.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
Right.
And he doesn't even have a front wing. What the heck did he do? Oh, well, he's bending it. And he still couldn't even end the race. He couldn't even end the race by bending it. That was an interesting one. I enjoyed it.
Bryan the fastest lap as well.
Indeed. Have a look at the penalties
had a
and
good
stuff.
comeback from being close to last.
I think this is probably the funniest part of the end of the race, just looking at all the incidents.
I think Dr. Bod, if he didn't have those accidents at the start, he might have had a really good chance for wins.
Alright, well...
Brodo had a good comeback as well. Got back up into 6th.
He did. I know he's not happy with that position, though. With P4, good for him, man.